3 eyes, I keep my eyes open. If you got, stay strapped before you die smoking. All 3 eyes, I keep my eyes open. Ain't no competition, I'm God's chosen. All 3 eyes, I keep my eyes open. If you got, stay strapped before you die smoking. All 3 eyes, I keep my eyes open. Ain't no competition, I'm God's chosen. I can't hide my face from my people in the revolution. I gotta get out, help them get the retribution. Give my contribution, keep my heart daily. And even if they don't pay me, I do it crazy. For free, be what we gotta be. Not the army, but it's you and me. Black Panther, Black Power, we riding. Understand, gotta help out or we residing. Gotta build in the home, build our domes. Build with the knowledge, fuck college. Yeah, fuck that bullshit, let's get rich. Understand, gotta live it. And got 3 eyes, I keep my eyes open. If you got, stay strapped before you die smoking. All 3 eyes, I keep my eyes open. Ain't no competition, I'm God's chosen. All 3 eyes, I keep my eyes open. If you got, stay strapped before you die smoking. All 3 eyes, I keep my eyes open. Ain't no competition, I'm God's chosen.
Then I gotta lose 30 pounds before I play. So as much as they talk about this #1 draft pick shit, how come none of them talk about how many minutes I played? None of them talk about the analytics and why I was in the league so long. So Gilbert Arenas, he understood. Gilbert Arenas is the worst thing for niggas. He act like he like black folks. Him, Steven Jackson, all of them. And that little Matt Barnes, that little shit you did to put a battery in Jack back, that little tapping and all that little girl shit. I used to like you. But now I see you one of them confused little light-skinned niggas that was never dark enough to hang with the blacks, so you had to act like a jackass to prove you was tough. And you was never white enough to be with the whites. So you just an angry little nigga. And so the shit you say is always aggressive and stupid. You don't know how to respect a man in his space. Nigga, I ain't never said nothing to you or about you. So to go that far and tap and do all that little girl shit, what's wrong with you niggas? Who raised you niggas to take food out of another man's mouth? Who raised you little Stephen A. million ass niggas to be so girly and and how to look at you show? I thank you little girl ass niggas for the platform. I needed something to talk about. And you little girl ass niggas is the topic. And I hope I offend one of you 2 or 3. Or just keep it a man. Cause all of you know me. All you niggas know me. So, but Gilbert Arenas, back to this fake slime ball ass nigga here. So, this is why they put niggas like him in place, right? This is why all of them will talk about me, but never invite me to their podcast. This is the 2nd, 3rd time they talking about me on All the Smoke. How the fuck you want all the smoke and you ain't never invite the nigga you talking about? Seem like you want some of the goddamn smoke. Change your podcast.
Peace, love, life, and balance. Man, we coming to you live. This Chief Jamal, Universoul Life Balance. And what I want to talk about today is Kwame Brown. I normally don't hop on the trends on the internet, those who been following me, but this is bigger than a trend. With this Kwame Brown situation, this is actual. It's been beginning. This is the first major mark in prophecy being fulfilled. Now, those that follow me understand that we use scripture, but we're not religious. We see it as universal law. Because really, the scriptures that you read is really a summary of many writings before it. And that's a whole other topic within itself, but we just going with the principles and the laws, and it's a good predictor because it's a good predictor of the future because it documents our past, a lot of history in that as well. And history repeats itself because we are on a constant loop. That's why the world turns round and round. We're on a constant loop. That's why there's nothing new under the sun. We're on a constant loop. And those who dominate, those who excel, recognize that and understand how to, what they say, play the game, or understand how to master the universe and the laws of the universe. And when you understand that, you understand life, and that's what we're all about, balancing out your life. But let's talk about this Kwame Brown situation. I'm gonna bring out an actual scripture. I'm gonna bring it out. This is what it says. The book of Psalms, chapter 64, verse 8. So they should make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. That's what's happening right now. Their own tongue of the elites, their own tongue, their own creation. Kwame Brown was in the NBA, #1 draft pick. He was one of their own. Okay, now we're not gonna get into some of you brothers just doing videos saying that he's this. Look, we don't do allegations here. We don't do no like conspiracy theories here unless they found it, unless they're founded in actual logic and facts. I'm not gonna speak on what the brother, if he was boule or this and that. We're not gonna do all that, man. I'm just gonna focus on what the powerful work that the brother Kwame Brown is doing and exposing. It's been many. He's been doing it for a while himself. It's been other sisters and brothers that's been doing this, but it took someone of prominence, someone who was on that side, deeply on that side, to come out and just come raw. We always get hinting, or we'll get when we even back in the day when Pop was just really starting to come out, he got clipped so quick that he didn't even really get to the full exposure of what he was planning on doing. Hence, you got the Illuminati album. He was trying to, kill all that conception about the Illuminati. About basically what he was saying. He wasn't saying if it was real or not, or nothing like that. He was just saying that if you make it real in your head and it's an obstacle, then it becomes real. And he's killing all of that. That we have the power within us as a people. That's what the message was. A lot of y'all forget. But Kwame is doing something similar. He's making their own tongue. He's sitting back in the pocket. And these people, now keep in mind, he has set back. Now listen, it's another scripture I could pull that says even the fool seems wise when he keeps his mouth shut. This brother set back for 20 years, hardly saying nothing. And because people are visual creatures, people are creatures of habit, people think that they take silence as weakness. They thought that this man was just whatever they thought of him. They never even asked him himself. This man came in with a negative connotation because what they wanted to do at the time when he was coming in, it was unprecedented that a #1 draft pick was out of high school. And it was 3 brothers at that time. Himself, Tyson Chandler, Eddie Curry. They were all up. They were the top 3 picks in the draft, or the top 3 out of 4. That never happened before. So there's a lot of, and you gotta understand, the NCAA and the NBA, the ESPN, all these organizations are in cahoots with each other. And seeing these young black men come in and get all these millions of dollars, back then, it wasn't quite common yet. Yeah, you had Kobe and Garnett before, but it was still very rare. And that was creating an explosion. You see 3 brothers coming in from the hood, all of them from the hood, making this money, making that, having that status, eliminating their family poverty situation immediately. And it was a lot of negativity put around that. Not just Kwame Brown, but the other brothers. I remember that Eddie Curry is from Chicago. I grew up around the Chicago area. I remember that very vividly at that time. It was a lot of negativity being aimed towards some brothers, and specifically Kwame Brown. So he made the wise decision that he saw what time it was, and he kept his mouth shut. Which was a wise decision. But the problem was, people took that as weakness. People thought that him not commenting about his basketball situation or the situations that he was just gonna be a punching bag and a joke, not knowing that man was a much deeper man, that he didn't see himself as what y'all saw him as. He saw himself as a success because he was a success. He is a success. The man played 12 years in the league. That's not, you can't be a bust. You played 12 years in the league. The man made over $65 million playing in the game. That's not a failure by any stretch of the imagination. You know where you can stretch that. But you got commentators like Stephen A. Smith. You got other people in the media that was disparaging his brother's name all over a basketball game. And he goes into detail. His basketball career was sabotaged from the jump. Really, he made a nice recovery. Dealing with the Michael Jordan situation. That's a whole nother topic. But what I want to talk about is that this brother is a major prophecy being fulfilled, because he is one of their own. Somebody who was on that side, who was around all of that can vouch That it's not rumor, it's not speculation. Another thing that's important is that he's not too far removed. He's only about 6 years away from actually playing. So he's not like some guy that's just 20 years out the game. He's still very connected in the inner circle himself, as far as information he may get, acquaintances he may know. It took somebody like that no one, that they did, and this is another important part, that they did not see coming. No one saw him coming. No one saw him coming. Now, I was fortunate to catch his videos before all this happened. I kind of could see it coming. But no one really saw it coming. He been having that channel up for a minute. But no one really saw it coming like this. And it all came because they came at him. Hence, their own tongues are come against them. Which you just read. Their own tongues is their own damnation. Evil and wickedness and things that are unrighteous will always undo itself. It'll always trip itself up. A lie will never stand against the truth. The lie is going to eventually run out. All right? So all they lies, all they propaganda, all of they slander, it ran out because they shot all of their bullets thinking that this man wasn't going to never say nothing. Thinking that he was just going to be a punchline, that he was just some dumb nigga. And look what happened. He lit their ass up. He properly lit them jokers up, man. All right? You have to understand the importance of this. This marks it's a shift in the dynamic and in the way things are going to be covered now. From now on, they ain't going to be able to just cover a black man or any man, period, and try to dig on, calling him a bum or saying that his life is nothing, because they wouldn't be. They trying to clean it up like it was just about basketball. No, we heard it. We see the clips going around. Y'all was taking personal shots at this man over nothing. We know it ain't over nothing, because it's deeper than that. Kwame explained. I let him explain it for himself. But over something which is a kid's game, which is what it is, a kid's game. The grown man getting paid for. This brother was able to take that money and elevate his family, elevate his life, elevate his situation, elevate his community, and what do you hear? Negativity. Not just him, but others. He didn't just stand up for himself, but a lot of other black men in that situation. Because the black man, I did a video before about the black women. I agree that they are the least, that they need protection, and that but it's simply a matter of biology. They're a weaker vessel, so they're going to need more protection because they're not as strong. But the most persecuted on the earth by far is the black man. The black man is the most persecuted. We don't have it harder because we're men. We can figure it out. The women gonna have it hard just by the nature of being women. But we are the most persecuted individuals on planet Earth. We the most ridiculed. We basically made to be the scum of the earth. Just because they fear our intelligence, they fear our strength, they know that we are the beginning and the end. They know that. So any black man of stature, this is a massive man that had great ability. If you are a scripture studier, you will see that he would be what's called a mighty man of valor. Had great physical ability, which he still displayed in the NBA. He had some decent. I'm a Lakers fan. He had some decent plans in the NBA. Man, they really. That's how you know it's an agenda. They really overblew him. I could name 10 busts off the quote unquote bust. I hate using that word. I don't think anybody that makes it that far is a bust. I know brothers who didn't make it at all for dumb decisions, and they could have made it. I would consider them busts because they bust out on their potential. But if you make it, man, you not a bust, in my opinion. Somebody could say they're disappointed, you could have did better, but we always could do better. Michael Jordan even think he can do better. Look, he on The Last Dance. You can see it in his eyes. He burning up inside about not being able to go for a 7th championship. So you can always say somebody can do better. The thing is that this is important is because with this Kwame Brown situation, he is, whether he knows it or not, he is the beginning of the transformation of the black masculine figure. See, things can't come to pass and get into their proper place until the black man takes his proper place in the earth. The first shall be last. The last shall be first. We was first and they made us last. Now we're gonna be first. Everything starts with us. Look at the manosphere. The manosphere been going on for. The manosphere been going on for since the internet started. You can go back. I mean, even with time like this and all. But when you brought the brother, when you saw the brothers coming in, Coach Greg's, the stuff like that, Black, Alpha, whatever, whoever, when the Kevin Samuels of the world, whether you disagree with him or like him or whatever, that don't matter. Once the black man came into there, that's when it took off. It took off to another level. It took off to a whole nother level and still taking off. Now with Kwame Brown, it's definitely gonna take off. Because whether you disagree, I don't agree with a lot of the red pill shit. Y'all know about that. I did videos on that. I don't agree with some of it, but I do agree with black men being masculine. I do agree with us I do agree with us retaking our place as men, teaching our boys properly, training our men properly. I do agree with us asserting ourselves with the black woman properly. I do agree that we have over-validated our women in the wrong areas, under-validated them in some areas. We've encouraged negative behavior. We've rewarded bad behavior, and they're spoiled because they can still get things that they want, attention they want, sex they want, without any work whatsoever. I do believe we have to reset the standard as black men. And the brother Kwame is not just defending himself, but he's representing a lot of different things. He's representing the masculinity. He's representing us not being so slanderous against each other, because we too quick to call each other coons and all this without even doing no research or understanding nothing. We so triggered. We got all these things we programmed to do. Anytime if we it's just crazy how so many black liberals, they automatically, that's why I got off of black Twitter. Twitter is just trash. Automatically, if you don't agree with their view, you a coon. Now, I'm the chief general commander of the legendary Black Panther Party. I grew up a Panther. I've literally fought against police, shot at police and all types of shit. Literally, this is documented. This is in the papers, okay? And but I don't agree with the liberal agenda. I don't think that's not an agenda that is proven to not help us at all. You damn sure ain't finna call me a coon because I don't agree with your agenda. So a brother like that to stand up, that they can't just go at this brother how they go at the normal people. He's saying some of the same stuff that y'all saying about other black people that was calling them coons. He's saying some of the same stuff, but y'all not saying it to him. Because that's why it's important, because he comes from because he comes from the entertainment world, which that's what sports is, entertainment. He comes from the entertainment world. He's a millionaire. He has some type of status. He has a stature. He's 6'11". He's huge. So y'all ain't as quick to say those same things, and he's proven a lot of people to be hypocrites. He's done so many different things by his stance. It's ridiculous. He's exposed so much. He exposed our lack of now look, I put something. I got my face when the situation happened where the football player, I forgot his name, but he had almost beat his sister to death. I was outraged about that. I was posting about that. Nobody wasn't saying shit. Hardly. There was some people saying something. Nobody wasn't saying shit. I got blocked on Facebook for posting about that. But then you see Kevin Samuels come out and all these, and I got on the pro-black dudes, whatever. Everybody want to come at Kevin Samuels or come at another brother or come at another black man or come at this. They want to go. We need to slap the shit out of him, but they didn't want. What was the energy for that white boy that beat that sister to death? I'm glad he brought that back out. If you're such a tough guy, what was that same energy? And it ain't even got to be per se a race thing. But just in general, as black men, we got to stop coming at each other over stupid shit without having a discussion. We got to be able to come to the table and have discussion. When you moving there's too much feminine energy. It's too many brothers, and I've moved in that energy before. So it's if you're moving in it now, you can come out of it. But it's too many of us that's going around here, that's walking around with too much estrogen. We unbalanced. not enough testosterone. Now we know that the systematic programming that they give us through the movies, through TV, through the music, through social media, we know that that's a big part of it. But it comes a time where once you recognize that, you have to take it upon yourself to do better. And I'm glad that he's challenging us to do better as black men. We got to stop being so quick to want to fight and insult each other when we know that we have major enemies at hand. We have major obstacles in our community that's at hand. We don't even have our women in check. We don't even have our financial situations in check. We don't even have our kids properly in check. But we want to go after another brother for nothing. We want to slander another brother. We're not in that position. I'm not saying that we can't bring things to light and expose certain things that need to be exposed, but a lot of things are ridiculous. A lot of the stuff, the way they was coming at him was uncalled for and ridiculous, man. And they thought it was all good and sweet, and I'm glad that he spanked their ass. I'm glad that he spanked their ass. Hold up, I'm a grown man, I got kids. He let it be known. And that's how you gotta be. Never as a man, be afraid to defend yourself. Never as a man, be unwilling to defend what's right and stand on it. Don't be moved by it. He didn't apologize when Charlemagne did that punk ass apology. I'm glad he didn't accept that bullshit, and he stood on the side of what's right. He stood on the side of that queen that got assaulted, and he stood on the side of the people. So that's what makes this monumental. We've never really seen someone come out. We've seen people do wishy-washy halfway. The ones we've seen come out, they got killed right away, or they got killed on the process of doing it. He fully got to come out. So the internet era is basically the elites. They don't like the internet, but they can't get rid of it. They need it as well. So they caught up in the web. That's why it's called the World Wide Web, the internet. They tell you within the language. The language tells you everything if you listen to the language. It's not just a net for us, it's a net for them too. So we can use this as a weapon. And that's what we got to do. And he used it as a weapon, and it detonated on their ass. It's falling against them, it's exposing all the bullshit, all the propagandas, all the agendas being forced down our throats. I'm glad that he talked about having conversations with Candace Owens that sister, because we got to stop being so emotional, worrying about what people personally, who cares if people, if we trying to be liberated as a people, or if we trying to come together as a people, whether you want to integrate, liberate, whatever you're trying to do, it starts with a conversation. It starts with being, respecting each other's humanity. Just because you don't like somebody or you don't agree with their personal views, don't mean you can't work with them. Don't mean you can't come to a common agreement. We must always seek peace. So with that being said, family, peace, love, life, and balance.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go!